Welcome to the RIP 28 podcast. This is the RIP 28 podcast. It's a podcast where a few friends get together and we talk about a few things. Now, some of those things you might like, some of those things you might not like, but we're going to keep on talking about them on the RIP 28 podcast. I am your super host, Slider Sports Guy, joined by two of my real good friends. As always, we start off in the top left with the president. What's going on, El Presidente?
C-Nez in the building again. Hey, we missed a few weeks, so we got to catch up, man. We're going to pump a couple shows out on y'all. Let's go.
Yeah. You're right, man. We're a little bit behind, but we're going to make stuff happen. We're going to make it happen, man. Down in the bottom, we got the educator's educator. What's going on, El Beezy?
What it do, fellas? It's your boy, Beezy the Great, the educator's educator, a.k.a. Uncle Elroy, a.k.a. your favorite coach. Here to kick it with my boys, man, like we used to do it. Let's go.
All right, man. Check this out, man. We want to let everybody know we're checking. Everybody know where you can find us, man. We're all over, man. You can find us. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, Podbean, Anchor. Man, we are everywhere. Everywhere you listen or watch podcasts, the RIP 28 podcasts are there. Man, when you get there, though, we appreciate you watching. We appreciate you listening, but we want to make sure that you subscribe, man. Make sure you click on that subscribe button and subscribe to the podcast. Make sure you click on the like button, the follow button. Because I'm going to be honest, man, if you listen to this podcast for an hour and you don't like or you don't subscribe to this podcast, your mama probably just raised you wrong, man. Your mama probably just, be honest, she probably just don't even like you. That's the only reason I can think of somebody not subscribing or liking this podcast, man.
It's all about just doing the right thing, you know what I'm saying? We would do that for y'all. So
we'll do that
for us.
We gotta get these numbers up, man. We sit up here, man. We on Spotify, man. We check out these numbers every week. Every week, you know, we put out a new show. And each week we put out that show, man, we get about 700, 800 listeners, man. We're trying to cross over into that 1,000 listener category. But the thing is, man, we put this shit out on YouTube. And the YouTube numbers ain't where we want them to be, man. Where all them YouTube subscribers? Them same people, y'all same folk who listen on Spotify, man. Go and subscribe on YouTube, man. We got to get these damn YouTube numbers up, man. It's embarrassing. It ain't right.
Please and thank you. Please and thank you.
Yeah, please and thank you. All that bullshit. You know, over here sipping on something. You know, I get my tongue get loose, man, when I'm over sipping on a little bit, man. Oh well, man. Enough about that, man. A lot of stuff going on in the world today, man. Now you got this Omicron variant.
Omarion.
Yeah, boy, we'll butcher a name, man. Hey, we'll butcher the name over here. You got all this variant of the COVID going on, man, and now it's really affecting sports, man. NFL teams, man, they done moved back. They done moved back a couple of games to Tuesday and moved another one to Monday.
All in total is 3 games that's been pushed back. You got 2 Monday night and 2 Tuesday night games.
Oh, that's crazy, man. People are, testing positive for this virus, man. I'll be honest, I don't know enough about it, man. My thing is I just try to stay away from folk. You know what I'm saying? I done got my boost. I done got my vaccine shots and all, so.
That's good. That's easy for you. Just don't wear a mask and everybody will stay away from you. No, I'm just messing with you. Hey, but for real, this stuff is crazy, man. Because y'all know I'm a University of Memphis alumni, so I follow my team. So they were supposed to play Tennessee yesterday. University of Tennessee, big game, in-state rival, all that good stuff. And they had the game in Nashville. So all they fans done drove up to Nashville, spent gas money, hotel money, bought tickets and all that stuff. And about an hour before the game, they said, Game is canceled due to COVID-19 protocol. Them folks was hot. But I was on Facebook. They was, I'm talking about cussing and fussing, boy.
That's crazy, but I'm gonna tell you one even worse, man. I'm gonna tell you what even worse. I had a high school game at Pace Academy, and it was they had a little showcase, play for a change. I forgot what they was trying to, what the funds and everything went to, awareness went to, but they literally had two teams show up, going through the opening warm-ups, going through opening drills, and then 5 minutes before tip-off, the man come on and say, we're going to have to cancel the game because of COVID. And I'm like, both of them over there on the court.
Already. It's too late.
Yeah. So
Slide. I'll do you one better. We, two high schools was playing here in Columbia, and they found out at the JV game, at the middle school game, that somebody had tested positive for one of the players. So they had to call the high school, and they was in the middle of the third quarter, and they cleared the whole gym.
God.
Like they said, this is over. Said everybody got to go because they did the little contact tracing.
Yeah.
And I said, this it's crazy.
Yeah, it's to crazy. The point now, man. This stuff been going on long enough, man. You gotta just let it. My opinion, you just let it run its course, man. You gotta let people live, man. We gonna live. Hey, hopefully, it done been around long enough that it ain't nothing worse than the flu or a cold or something like that. Like, just because you're positive and you're not sick, you go cancel the game. That's crazy, man. I just don't understand it.
Well, think about this. I'm asking you a question. Let's say you're a fan of the Brooklyn Nets, and you show up to the game and you find out KD out, you know it's no Kyrie, James Harden not playing, and you done bought that money for that ticket for you, CJ, and Courtney, and all the family. Tell me how you feeling now, Sly. You and Cam show up to the game. How you feeling?
And the crazy thing about the NBA, you know what I'm saying? You buy two tickets, shit, that's $200. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a cheap ticket.
Yeah, them the cheap ticket. You know what I'm saying? So shit, man. Hey, shit, I'm gonna go out there and pull Kyrie flat earth 11 ass on the court myself.
Hey, I'm gonna have to go grab a ball and take me a couple shots or something before I leave.
Yeah. Hey, forget all that, man. They're gonna have to make my experience worth it, dog. I had to save up to get these tickets. And I go and ain't none of them playing, dog. You look at the starting lineup, you don't know nobody from either team. I could have bought G League tickets.
Exactly.
And they got replacement players. Yeah. Y'all remember that movie, The Replacements?
Yeah. That's what they got. And you gonna tell me you still gonna charge me full price to watch the G League?
I could have went up St. Andrew Park and watched the pickup game out there.
I could have got Antoine Quarterbaum and Corey Riley to go out there and play. Hey, but for real, and another thing, but y'all see Kyrie came back. He had talked all that noise about not getting the shots. Man, that man decided to come back as a part-time player. That man come back and he in protocol.
Out the gate.
Come on, man. Yeah, come on, Kyrie. You ain't even living right.
You can't make this stuff up in the movies, man.
It's crazy, boy. It's ravaging everything, though, on the real, though. The NFL, think about that. How many people going to the, like you say, show up to the stadium and you get that red flag. No, you're not playing today. You need to go ahead and leave the stadium. That's crazy, man.
I'm looking at Cleveland. Cleveland had 13 out of 22 starters.
Yes, sir.
Going to be out.
What's going to be out, man?
They had the quarterback, you know, all the quarterbacks who was in the quarterback room, you know, had contact tracing, so they couldn't play. So they had a motherfucker on the practice squad, and he was going to be the starter this Sunday or today. But that's why they pushed the game back to see if they could get the other two clear.
Yeah, the crazy part about it is it ain't like all them guys got COVID. It's just that you've been close to somebody, close contact.
Contact tracing. Contact, like, that's what got them high schools, man, when you do that contact tracing. But it's crazy, man. And it ain't getting no better.
Nope.
It ain't getting no better. We say what we want, but it ain't getting no better.
Yeah, they're gonna have to change the rules, man. Because right now, if you test positive, you got to sit until you get a negative test.
Yeah, like 5 of them.
Yeah, and that's my thing is now, if you got the vaccine, you can still test positive. And with this Omicron variant, they're saying that it's easier to transmit, it's easier to get out there and just transmit, but the symptoms are mild. You know what I'm saying? The symptoms aren't as strong as any of the other variants. The symptoms kind of mild. So you can have it and, not even know you have it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
and you didn't spread it though.
Yeah, so my thing is, man, if you got it, if you're not showing any symptoms, it is what it is. Get on out there.
Yeah, I feel the same way, bro.
But it might affect everybody differently though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I see it from both sides. I definitely hate that people got to miss the game, but even if they don't have it. But that's when you got to be smart. Like my team, Buffalo, they keep the third string quarterback. He don't even practice with the team. He's just an emergency guy. He don't even come around until everybody gone. All that. He practiced with the quarterback coach and all that by himself.
That makes
how they do today, bro?
Huh?
How they do today, the Bills?
Well, we won. We told Carolina to keep pounding.
Cam Newton, man, I can't figure his ass out, man.
We battered Cam Newton, dog.
Yeah,
we had that man bleeding from the elbow, the finger, the mouth. We beat him. He
got put in a bad situation though, man. If you come to a team in the middle of the year, you don't know the coordinator, you don't know nobody on the squad. They expect them to actually ball out. I mean, I just looked at his stat line and I saw he threw a touchdown, ran for a touchdown, and threw an interception. And I think he had like 180-yard passing or some shit.
Yeah, but he played the number one defense in the league though, so I mean I'm not saying that to boast about my team, but and then he don't have top-notch receivers. The Moore kid, his hamstring was messed up, man. So he came in without all his weapons too. So that it was a tough day on him, man. But I'm just glad to see him back in the league. But this is his last chance, though.
Yeah, this is it.
This it, man. He gonna have to show improve. If not, because they fired the darn OC for him, Joe Brady, the one that had LSU on the road with Burrow.
Yeah.
So I mean, this it, Cam. We can't keep designing stuff around you and we going 6-10 or 6-11 or whatever the case may be.
I love Cam, but he ain't never been the prototypical type quarterback that you want for your program. I mean, he can run, but the older you get, you can't run like you used to. You know what I mean? So he ain't never really sat back and learned how to read them defenses and tear them apart. In the passing game. So he always gonna struggle.
He didn't do it consistently, but he has shown to a little. In 2015, I think he was the MVP.
Yeah,
they need to find that coordinator because that's the best Cam has looked.
That was a lucky season, though. That was a lucky season because I want to say probably 10 of them games was like last minute drives, or they won by 3 points.
It's the NFL, Chance. It's the NFL. I mean, you don't just blow out teams every game.
Dog, go and look at the spreads every week in the NFL, man. You're going to see 3-point spreads. You might see a 4 or 5 point spread. That's it.
Unless you get somebody, you know what I'm saying, that, like the Dolphins against, the Bucks or somebody, you're going to get a close spread like that every week.
Dog,
I'm not saying all the time.
Cam was putting up like 400-yard passing games, man. You know, he put up some numbers now. In the air. He put some numbers up in the air.
It just ain't consistent.
Yeah.
He just couldn't do it consistently year after year. He's had some very good years. He's had some subpar years. He just wasn't consistent, man. And when you start getting injured as a mobile quarterback like RG3, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, we didn't get to see his entire career blossom like it could have, man, because of injury.
That hurt,
you know what I'm saying?
Hurt me, man, because that thing is, man, you know, I'm a Redskin fan. And they pushed
the football team.
Football team. You know, yeah, the football team, my bad. But the thing about RG3, man, they pushed him back too fast, man. They brought him back because he was hurt, and they brought him back during training camp the next year, and he should have set probably the first 3 or 4 games, man, and then bring him back. But they brought him back too fast. He ain't never healed.
But you know why? Because, you know, no disrespect to you and James and Javaris Hall, my guy, but that's a program, that organization that was starving for wins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You had to have success right now. And I think a lot of teams get caught up with that, with young players all across the board, not just the NFL, but you can look at the NBA. You know what I'm saying? You bring people back because you're starving for wins, and you know your success and everything depends on that and your ticket sales. Let's not forget those ticket sales that count.
Mm-hmm.
So
cash
you
rules everything
player,
around me.
Green.
Dollar bill, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's true, man. Because you know, all these teams, they either going all out to try to win it all, or they tanking. And you know, I ain't used to that, man. Like us growing up, I don't remember no team tanking. I think everybody tried to win.
Yeah.
That's like, you know, I ain't gonna say the players out there BSing around and not trying to win, but the organization was set it up so hard where it's like, all right, we know we ain't gonna win. Like you got some veterans who's some good players who could probably, you know, play their way to a bigger contract or something like that. You got them on the bench. You got all these 18, 19-year-olds playing, turning the ball over, jacking up crazy shots, you know, getting blown out every game.
That's strategy, though.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a part of the strategy.
That's what I'm saying. The organization do it, not the players. They try to play. I mean, I don't think there's no players out there like, man, we trying to lose.
But the NBA, man, it'd be so funny, man. You know, a lot of stuff with this load management shit they do now, you know, I don't really like that, man. You know, you got a guy, we going to sit him out so we can save him for the playoffs or something. You know what I'm saying? In a tougher league, back in the day when the league was a lot more physical and a lot tougher, you had dudes, they played the whole game. You know what I'm saying? They played the whole season.
Yeah.
And now they say, well, we're only going to let such and such play every 3 games. You know what I'm saying? We're going to sit him out once a month. You know, I'm like, come on, man.
But it was more competitive back then, though. I mean, I know we going to get on the old head thing back in my day, but no, on the real. You think about this. When the Bad Boy Pistons played Chicago or LA or Boston or Portland back then, no matter what them superstars or the players had going on, might have had just came back with stitches in their eye, playing with taped ankles, and man, they just don't do that no more. They got a hangnail. Nah, we ain't playing tonight. We gonna load management. We ain't gonna play them. Back then, man, they didn't care. They wanted to beat the Bulls. They wanted to beat Portland. They wanted to beat their rivals, man, even in the regular season. Now the regular season don't mean nothing, man. You too much. So I don't know, man. I just think it's a competitive thing.
Yeah, man. Ain't nobody got the balls or the guts to go out there and ball out, man. Go out there and ball out.
Take Isaiah Thomas, not my favorite player, some of his antics, but Karl Malone went across that man's head and he got 11 stitches? Mm-hmm. That man came back in the game and dropped almost 40. And these jokers get stitches now, dog, they out for 3 months.
Yeah, they take a charge too hard. They got to come out the game. They're like,
And then you know what they say?
Yeah, coach.
They suffer the setback and they recover.
Yeah. But
crazy,
yeah, what it is. But like, you got to think about it like this too. You know, put yourself in that situation. You be like, all right, I can sit out and still get paid $30 million a year. All right, I'll do it. You know,
yeah, but I
we
didn't
have that option back then.
Yeah, we didn't. We don't have it now. Talking about back then, we never had that option.
Well,
it was always we had it.
Well, I can make $20, $30.
Boy,
and I ain't passing it up.
No, sir.
Yeah. You know what's crazy, man? What's crazy? We sit up here and we talk about all this sports stuff, man. I was sitting up here looking through, we get well, hold on. We're gonna pause for a second. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. Let's take a quick commercial break and we're gonna hit you back in about 2 minutes. We're gonna hit you back in about 2 minutes. So hold tight. Here on the Rip 28 podcast.
2 and 2.
Hey, I'm Jay Little, the owner of Forward Counseling and Consulting. We're a consulting and coaching firm who believes in the TLC method: truth, love, and community. Whether coaching corporate clients, individual clients, or engaging in individual counseling and group counseling, we believe that you can be more than what you are today by finding your truth, love, and community. You can reach us at www.forwardcc.net or give us a call at 803-457-5413.
Welcome back to the Rip 28 podcast. This is the Rip 28 podcast. It's a podcast where a few friends get together and we talk about a few things. Now, some of those things you might like, some of those things you might not like, but we're going to keep on talking about them on the Rip 28 podcast. Now, what I had to do, reason we went to the commercial break, I figured we'd run a commercial. And while I pull up a listener letter, man, we get all type of listener letters and stuff like that from our viewers and our listeners. They want a little bit of advice. They want us to talk about some things. So I remember seeing something in my email about a guy asking for advice. So I had to go and take it out the email and what do you call it? Copy and paste it. So we could run it on air. So, I get all his name and all this stuff out there. Let me try. I'm trying to find it. Trying to bring up my words so I can share it on the screen. I am going to share it with you now. Here we go. What up, fellas? I got a problem. I need to confront my homeboy on some bullshit. This dude played high school ball with me and was a pretty decent player. He went on to college and he loves to tell us that he was the man. He says he was a lock to make it to the league, but he got hurt. Now, fast forward to today, he is constantly on social media talking about how dope a player he was and how he dominated. Constantly on the internet talking about how he should be in the pros or how he could have went to a bigger school if our high school had a better program. Should I tell him to shut the fuck up? He's really doing too much. Stay clowning him behind his back all the time. How do I tell him to shut up? When should someone just give it up? A frustrated friend.
That's funny. Hey, that's funny because in the letter, he used the word bullshit. He made it 2 separate words, so he just threw with it. He said some bullshit. But man, yeah, man, everybody knows somebody like that, man. Everybody knows multiple people like that. You got to give it up at some point in time. I mean, if I had to put an age on it, I'd say after 30, man, you ain't in the league. you ain't gonna make it. You know what I mean? So just give it up. Get you a good job. Try to build your business or do something, because don't nobody want to hear that no more. Once
you just said after 30.
But I'm like, all right, yeah. I said about 30. If that's your dream, you can try. You know what I'm saying? But don't say this is my only dream and I ain't got no backup plan. It's a lot of people like that though.
After 25, that's it, bro. If you ain't on no roster, no practice squad, now it's a difference if you playing overseas. Like let's say, all right, let's take basketball. Because it's a difference for each sport. It's different each sport. Because football, if you ain't on nobody practice squad, by the time you 25, your shit done.
Well, I was talking about it. Like, yeah, I was this cold. I was gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. By 30, you need to get that up.
Man.
I mean, you already know. Like you said, man. Like you say, basketball. You could have went to junior college and another college and transferred, had to sit out. Well, they don't sit out no more. But back in the day, you had to sit out. And then by the time you graduate college, you're 25, 26 years old. So it's a little different with
basketball, you could be making money playing overseas and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that age limit of still playing is different in basketball because you can still be balling in basketball. But it come a point though where you just got to say, fuck it, man. This shit I'm done. You know what I'm saying? This dream is over with, man. And it's two different things. Two different things we're talking about now. When do you give it up on the dream? And when do you just shut up about talking about what type of player you used to be or how when you gonna stop being Al Bundy and talking about them touchdowns you scored in a game, man?
Some people will never get to that point, man. But everybody like to talk about the good old days. But then the older you get, you look at it in perspective. Like take us for example. We went to Columbia High School. It was a 2A school. We did play some 3A schools because we was in the city or whatever. But I look back at it and I'm like, man, we was pretty good, but the team we played was some trash. It ain't like we played no real great competition to be out there like we was the man like that, But back then you couldn't tell us nothing.
Yeah. But that's the thing, though. As a grown man, you realize that as a grown man, it's like, yo, bro, I'm grown. Me sitting up here talking about what I could have been or what I should have been, bitch, that was 25 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
No, they can't let it go. I had a buddy of ours. I'm not gonna call his name. I'm not gonna put him out there like that. He probably watched. I was coaching back at Columbia High. I'm 32, 33. Called me and said, I'm still, playing in the semi-pros and we almost won the championship. We just a quarterback away. You think you interested in playing? I say, come on, bro. How can you call me and ask me that, man? Man, it's still fun. I said, I'm not into having fun with football. I coach. That's my fun now. I like having my hamstrings healthy. I like being able to get up and go to work and walk normal. That's cool with me. I'm good. I'm good with whatever I've done in the past. I'm good with that. I ain't trying to add no chapters to it no more if it don't begin with coaching. So, but, man, we just got cats, man. They just can't let it go, dog. That's their NFL slide. They Sunday.
See, my thing is, man, I enjoyed my career when I played, man. I enjoyed it. I'm 5'10". I ain't making it to the NFL. I realized that shit a long time ago.
5'8".
I'm 5'10", bro. Stop playing with me. I'm 5'10".
Y'all be trying to add a couple inches on there.
I'm 5'10". I am 5'10".
Man,
I'm 5'10".
cleats on?
I'm 5'10" and a half. Matter of fact, I just had a physical last week, dog. I had a physical last week. I am 5'10". I won't put the weight on, but I'm 5'10". I'm 5'10". I'm 5'10" and 1/2 inches, according to my doctor's office, in my bare feet. In my bare feet, no shoes.
But, so you grew 2 inches since high school?
No, I grew 1 inch since high school. I grew 1 inch since my junior year in high school.
Man, you do know we've been knowing you since we were like 10, 11 years old, Sly. Two things I know about you. You've never been 5'10" and you've never had hair.
I don't shave it. Shaved head, bro.
Come on, man. But go ahead and finish your story.
But my thing is, man, look, I enjoyed my career, man. I had fun and shit. I was good for where we was at. I was damn good for where we was at. But for me to sit up here and say, I should be in the league, man. If I was 28, I'll give you a little bit of leeway with saying that shit. But at 40 years old, give it up, man. Stop.
For real.
Stop, man. Now, all of us like to sit around. We done had a few brews. You know what I'm saying? We all get together. And we
start telling lies.
Yeah, we all start to tell some lies about what we did when we played. You know what I'm saying? We all tell some lies about what we did when we played. But don't let us sit and go on social media and sit and talk about how good we were as compared to everything that's out there now. And we so much. Come on, man.
Hey, dog, I had an old coach tell me one time, he said, the older you get, the better you were.
Yeah.
The older you get, the better you were. From them 1,000 rushing yards, man, I rushed for 1,700 a year.
Mm-hmm.
What? You did? Okay.
My sack total go up every year, though.
hey, Fly, I ain't gonna lie now. Every year I get older, boy, so does my interception total too, dog.
Yeah, we had that conversation the other day. And I was like, nah, it wasn't that many.
I had 7. I got the paper to show you. I had 7 now. Don't play me like that.
We ain't gonna get into that.
But
we ain't gonna get into that.
Now it's at 9. Now it's at 9.
Hey, look,
when I tell people.
Hey, about 2 years from now, he gonna be like, man, I had two interceptions a game.
Yep. No, I did. I had it one time at C.A. Johnson. So I'm going to use that as every game. I had about 2. I was getting it to a game, boy. I was like Trayvon Diggs from Dallas. I was getting them.
But not saying the 40-year-old thing that we was talking about, but it's one thing if you like went to Kentucky to play basketball and you saying, I had a shot to go to the league and all this stuff. But if you went to Allen University and you still talking that same cash money like you was a blue chip or something like that, that's the way be killing me. I'm like, dude, you were not finna go to the league from Allen, bro. I mean, you had to score 40 points a game to do that. You know what I mean? But it's some folks out there like, hey, man, I had this scout out here, man. He gave me his card. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, come on, bro. You weren't even good at me in high school. So now you think you go to the league? I ain't make it. You ain't gonna make it over me.
Hey, bro, check this out. It's a classic line in a rap song said, I've seen hoop dreams deflate like a true fiend's weight. Nigga, everybody got that dream of going to the league. Everybody that think they going to college that play any kind, boy, I got a chance to go. No, you don't. You're going to enjoy these 4 years of college or however long you stay. And you're going to sit around and get with the boys and be able to tell stories about people you played with in college or against in college and just help somebody else go. Your time is up. But I'm going to tell you what's worse, though. I'm going to tell you something that's worse. All these parents that live through their kids, man. Come on, man. Just because you ain't make it, don't put all that pressure on your child, man.
I see that shit calling these games, man. I see that shit so much, man. You got these helicopter dads and helicopter moms all over the kid. Man, it's one kid here in Atlanta, man. This dude is 5'5", maybe 5'6". And he's a guard. He's a youngster, man. He's a youngster.
So y'all about the same height?
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. But the thing is, man, you know, he's a good guard. Don't get me wrong. He's a real good guard. He's young, but he's like super small. He's super skinny.
And when you say young, what's young?
10th grade.
What's young when you 10th grade? Okay.
10th grade. But his daddy believed this motherfucker is the next LeBron, Michael, Kevin Durant, all of that shit rolled up into one. And he can't be stopped. Now, he go to a little private school where he get to shoot the ball 20 times a game. Motherfucker, he averaged 20 points a game, but he shoot 20 times a game. You know? And it's like, kid, I think you are good. I think you're a good player. But yeah, bro, you shooting 20 times a game out of private school. Y'all ain't beating nobody. You shooting 20 times a game and losing, and you 5'5" and weigh 95 pounds. Bro.
How much you weigh, Sly? Hold on.
95 pounds.
It's
like the dad gets so much pressure. I feel bad for the fucking kid. I feel bad for the kid, man.
Try coaching kids like that. Like,
the dad be on the sideline, you know. And the thing is, I like the dad. He a cool guy, but ain't no way in hell I could be a coach, and you out there coaching, and I'm on the sideline coaching, and you in the stands over coaching me. The kid look to the dad instead of looking, you know what I'm saying, instead of looking to the
coach. Dog, it's the worst. It's the worst, dog. Like, you always got these sideline dads, man, and they just and they don't understand when your child is out there, you've entrusted this coach to do what's best for your child, but you don't give them a chance to do what's best. And I always ask parents, what have you done to help your child be successful? How many training sessions you bring them to? What kind of work you do outside of practice with? Everybody think their child is the great one, dog, and it's just not true. You got D1, you got D2 for a reason. You got NAIA for a reason. You got Division III for a reason, because you have different levels of play. Everybody ain't going to Kentucky, dog. Yeah, it's levels to this shit. Everybody ain't Kentucky bound. Everybody ain't going to play for Penny Hardaway, Nick Saban. It's okay to go to Allen University or wherever Chance said earlier. It's okay. It's okay. But we got these parents, dog, that it's just unfair to the child, dog. And the child always look to the coach and blame the coach 30 years later, like somebody did my favorite coach, Curlo. Whoever you are, I'm going to find out about you doing Curlo like that.
Man, tell the story, man. Tell the story. This man.
All right, man. So I'm sitting at a game after coaching Friday night, and I see Coach Curlo, and we talking, and we was talking about the podcast and whatnot. And I was running some ideas by him. He was like, you know what? You know who just got in contact with me on Facebook? They friended me just a couple weeks ago or whatever. And he gave the name of the player. And he was like, he friended me, and 2 hours later, I had this long message in my inbox. He was cursing me out, telling me how I sucked as a coach, and I blew his chances of making it to the pro and going big-time basketball. And this dude 3 years older than me, so he about 45, 46. I said, man, ain't no way. And the crazy thing is he could show it to me, but you know, you got the, and this dude was like Sly said, 5'6", turn the ball over 8, 9 times a game. Field goal percentage is terrible, and he got his job took by underclass.
Well, I know the cat you talking about, dog. Hey, shit, them This motherfucker barely started when he started at Columbia High. And you definitely ain't going no other place in America and playing, bro.
Nowhere, dog. Nowhere.
And you won't blame the coach, man. Come on, man.
I watched this dude get bullied on the court.
that was a Curlo first year coach, and I want to say.
Yeah, that
was. He was the interim coach at the time.
So, I'm like, man, hey, he's just trying to make it.
Hey, like, dog.
If you would have played better, the decision wouldn't been so hard.
Hey, dog, I done seen some bad point guards at Columbia High. Played with a couple. But dang, dog, I ain't never seen none that turned that mug over like that. That man was hot trash.
He got one thing I tell these parents all the time, man. They sit up here and talk about, man, this coach trying to hold back my son. He trying to hold back my son. But I say, yo, this coach, he got to win. You know what I'm saying? If he want to keep his job, he has to win. So if your son can play, if your son any good, your son going to be on the court. But if your kid can't play, his ass ain't going to be on the court. That's all it is.
Yeah. It might be some separate circumstances that somebody got some personal vendetta against somebody. But 99% of the time, like you say, the best player is going to be on that court or that field.
Hey, dog, the coach might sacrifice and lose one game or struggle one or two games, but he ain't finna sacrifice no whole season for somebody that he know can help him play, because he know that's job security. If he can play, he gonna start hearing it from the principal, the AD. They ain't gonna let him get out of that. So if your kid can play, the coach might get him one game, but he ain't finna sacrifice too much, dog, because he know if I go too long without it, I won't be here.
LeBron, you coach girls, right?
Yeah. I coach football too.
Yeah. LeBron, he thought about putting a little wig on and going on dress out so he can get a couple wins like Joanna Man out there.
Hey, I ain't went that far, but I started to reach back and grab some like Tree Jeter or somebody though. I ain't gonna lie. Dog, it's hard out here for a coach.
Hey, hey, like you gonna get a ID saying she's 17.
Yeah, I done seen it happen, dog. Bishop Sycamore did it.
Oh God! out of Ohio,
wherever it was. I think it was Ohio, Sly.
Yeah, man. But all these folk won't blame their life troubles and their problems on their coach, man. Come on, man. Give it up, bro. Just give it up. Your coach ain't the reason. Your high school coach ain't the reason you ain't in the league, man. Might have been your weak ass crossover or your weak jump shot might be the reason you ain't making to the next level.
I'm gonna tell you why. Kids don't make it, and I see it all the time, from boys to girls, whether it's classroom, whether it's on the field or on the court or whatever. They got poor work ethic now. They think greatness just gonna fall out the sky and hit them in the head.
Yeah.
No, they ain't hard work. You got to get out there and put the work in. And I always tell kids, when it comes to scholarship, you ain't just competing against people in your area or people in your state or your next door neighbor. Man, you competing against people all around the world. So you got to step your game up. You got to have everything in line. When that coach comes to see you, you got to have the grades. You got to be in pass the SAT, ACT. You got to be in the clearinghouse. You got to be, you know what I'm saying? You got to be to have those things done, because what's going to separate you from everybody else?
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad the first thing you led off with was grades, man, because I sit up here, man, I have a lot of college coaches reach out to me, man. They looking at, yo, man, I hear you got a wide receiver down here. You got somebody down here. And what is grades? Look like you qualify? And that first thing come out their mouth. First thing come out their mouth is, does he qualify? Because the thing is, if somebody's speaking about you, if somebody's saying, hey, I got somebody you might want, well, the coach already know, okay, he might be able to play. But before I waste any time, Does he have the grades? He can even get in here.
You ain't even lying, Sly. Now, you ain't lying. I done talked to a lot of coaches through my coaching career, and that's the first thing they say. Is he going to be a qualifier? Is he going to qualify? Or am I going to have to sit and wait and put him in this prep school and do all that? Does he or she qualify? If you ain't, that's the first step. And we miss that step. We miss that step often with athletes. And then you get in the junior college world and you get forgotten about because, you know, it's savage in that junior college world.
Oh, yeah, man. It's savage.
It's savage out there, boy. You got to be strong. You got to be strong to make it out there.
All right, let's talk about this for a second. With this transfer portal, it ain't that many high school players getting scholarships no more.
Yep.
Yeah, you in trouble if you ain't balling doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? Because they like, hey, I can just get somebody I know. I seen play last year. I got tape on him in college,
and he already qualified.
Yeah, let me just get him or her, and you know, I ain't got to beat these streets. You know, 200 days a week, 200 days a year out on the road trying to get these high school kids.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this right here. Think about Sylvester's Sly's alma mater, South Carolina. They just got Spencer Rattler. You know how many quarterbacks got knocked out of a scholarship?
Mm-hmm.
I don't need, you know. And that came out of nowhere, right?
They sit up there, yeah, you're right, man. All these kids, all these seniors, they probably had about 3 or 4 quarterbacks on their list that they was going after, and they was going to offer a scholarship. But then when the old boy came in and said, yo, I want to sign, I want to come here, boom, y'all gone. You know, 2 of them gone. I don't need 3 or 4 no more.
Exactly.
I got 2 more years of eligibility. So I can push 2 of y'all out the way.
Yeah. So
that transfer portal is just, it's making it harder for these kids, these seniors in high school, man. Because here go the thing, man. If you a college coach, and do I take the risk on a high schooler who I don't know anything about? I don't know if he's gonna grow. I don't know anything. If I got an offensive tackle right here in college who done already played in college, who done already did what he's supposed to do, but he just might not like the school he at. You know, he might not like the playing time he got, but this guy can come and help me immediately. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
And
it takes the development out.
Basketball even more cutthroat. Basketball, because you know in basketball, it's like, boom, I got a damn 6'8" wing guy over here, or I can get me a 6-foot wing guy out of high school. Shit, let me get this transfer. Who done got some?
I don't got to develop you now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna tell you what else gonna hurt you. Now a lot of these, like the quarterback from UCLA, the black kid, Dor Robinson or whatever his name is, he went from UCLA to Grambling.
Mm-hmm.
So now, not only are you gonna miss out on some of the Power 5s and D1s and high majors, now you're gonna miss out on some of the smaller schools now. Because if I ain't playing at the Power 5 or the D1 high majors, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna step down tonight. I'm gonna transfer down, so I know I'm gonna play.
And be like, I'm about to drop 30 on these folks. That's what they think.
I'm about to give you that business.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But the biggest part about it is the reason why all this going down like that is because if you transfer, if you're a head coach and you know you're gonna have 10 people transfer from your school, you got to get somebody in quick so you don't drop off. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. Because it's like, all right, I can't build a program the way I used to be able to build a program. Now it's like, dang, man, this dude was a starter. He played 30 minutes a game, and he's still gonna transfer to another school. You know, because all right, so say you at a school like South Carolina State, you got an all-star quarterback, right? He ball out. his first 2 years. Now South Carolina wants him. He gonna go to South Carolina. Your starting quarterback that was All-American or whatever, gone. You can't just say, all right, let me get this dude out of high school. Let me bring him in here. I got to find somebody who is proven,
ready.
Yeah, that can step in and run the show. You know what I mean? So it's wild all the way around, man. It ain't just like, all right, these little simple positions or whatever. It's everything.
Hey, check this out. Think about the dude that was at LSU, the Ricks kid, the cornerback. He was an All-American. He transferred from LSU to Bama.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was a third-team All-American, dog. So now you at LSU, what's the coach? Not Chip Kelly, but Brian Kelly just came in. You got to replace an All-American right now. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna beat down that transfer portal.
Yeah. Yeah. That make you think though, like even more. We already knew this from the get-go, but colleges be paying players.
Oh yeah.
So, this just make it seem like, all right, who paying the most? You can get anybody you want as long as you got that money.
Yes, sir. And all they're gonna do is hide behind that NIL.
Yeah, not the NIL make it legal now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It make it legal.
Yeah. That's how they gonna hide behind. They're gonna get somebody to say they're gonna sponsor they're gonna sponsor you, and they just gonna pay it. The boosters just gonna pay
it. Must be nice. Must be nice, bro. Must be nice. But here go the thing, man. I guess to kind of wrap this thing. The man did call and ask for advice. Man called and asked for advice, and we ain't give him advice. But man, tell your man to shut the fuck up, man. Tell your man to let it go, bro. Just let it go, man. Save all your internet bragging for when you get around the fellas and y'all all together and y'all can talk about how it used to be. Save it for then. Because when you all around, now when y'all all together and you all sitting together, you can talk that shit about what you did in high school. You can talk that shit. Yeah, I was the man. I was the man when y'all all together in y'all intimate setting. But if you just on the internet talking about what you did in high school and how you should be in the league, you look stupid. You really do. You look dumb.
Hey, even when you with your boys though, it's kind of the same thing because nobody give you the prop. They don't give you the props that you really deserve. Yeah. like Sly be like, yeah, man, I was all state, blah blah blah. Like, yeah, but you was playing against Humpty Dumpty on the other side. But it is what it is. We ain't never gonna give you no props, but you just gotta know in your own heart that you was a baller and keep it to yourself.
But check this out. Even if you was a baller, don't nobody care no more.
Yeah.
You still working at 9 to 5 just like me, you and Sly. You still gotta get up and go to work, bro.
Gotta get up and go to work every day.
Nobody don't care about that no more, bro. Let that shit go.
So I don't know, bro. You got to talk to your mans. Say, tell your mans, hey, bro, let it go, bro. Let it go.
Yeah, just tell them nobody cares. Be like, we love you, man, but we don't care about that.
But you know what, though? That might be one of them cases where you might need to be embarrassed on the internet.
It sounded like he was saying that people were checking him all the time, but he just keep going at it.
No, what he said, hold on a second. He said people checking him behind his back.
Yeah.
Let's pull it up real quick. Let's see. People stay clowning him behind his back all the time.
Oh, behind his back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they clowning him behind his back. So hey, maybe I don't know. Gotta tell the brother to give it up, man. Tell him to give it up.
Yeah, it's done, bro.
Oh well. Well, check this, man. It's been another exciting episode of the RIP 28 podcast, man. Before we get out of here, man, we got to make sure everybody know where they can find us. Everybody, you can find us. We're all over once again. We're on our Twitter, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Podbase, Spotify, Anchor, Facebook, Instagram. Man, wherever you need us, man, we are there, man. While you're there, though, while you're listening, make sure you click the like and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We need you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Before we get out of here, man, any parting shots? We start off with the president, man. Anything to say before we get out of here?
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Everybody, everybody, like I think I said this a couple episodes before, don't go broke for Christmas, man. Just do your thing. Hey, if you do what you're supposed to do all year long, you ain't gotta break the bank for Christmas, man. Love your family, spend time with your family. Let's have a good time. And I do notice that, you know, in my point of view, you know, Christmas time is not always a happy time for everybody. You know, because you know you got when you was growing up, you had all these family members and all this stuff. They used to get together, and now you know some of them are gone, and it ain't the same. You know, so look out for each other and understand that you know it's different levels to this holiday thing, man. One love to everybody.
What about you, LBZ?
Man, first off, happy holidays to everybody. I know everybody don't celebrate Christmas, so happy holidays to everybody. And I'll just say, you got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. You got to know when to turn and walk away. When it's over, guys. It's over. You don't see this with women. You see this with men. Don't let your ego get you hurt to where you really embarrass yourself and people clowning you on the internet. Just know when to hold them, man. Enjoy your career. Enjoy what you've done. When you get with your boys like we do on the podcast before we come on, tell your live in and just keep it pushing. But I love you all. One love.
Hey, before we get out of here, man, this is the RIP 28 podcast. It's a podcast where a few friends get together and we talk about a few things. Some of those things you might like, some of those things you might not like. But we're going to keep on talking about them on the RIP 28 podcast. Before I get out of here, I'm going to give you one of them things you might not like. It ain't no goddamn Santa Claus. You work hard all year round for your family. You work hard all year round for your kid, okay? Ain't no fat white man coming giving your kid presents that you couldn't afford to give them.
Stop
that bull. Stop lying to your kid about Santa Claus. Stop lying about Santa Claus, man. You work hard for that.
Oh my God.
You work hard for that, man. Let your kid know the truth. We love you on the RIP 28 podcast, man.
Man, look at Uncle Ruckus, man.
LeBron, like I can't show my kids this episode.
Hey, man, my son can't watch this, man.
Santa who? Santa what?
This man, it went crazy, man.
Hey, I told my kids I know Santa Claus a long time ago, bro.